Welcome back to the Woodstock Trader. Before we start getting into various knife reviews that will be upcoming on our channel, I want to talk to you about how we're going to go about it. There's all kinds of very qualified reviews on knives by people that's certainly more qualified than I am to review them. My focus is not going to be necessarily on the specs or how they have some kind of test or endurance. They're going to be dragged through a quarry. They're going to be shot out of a cannon. That's not the purpose of the reviews that we're going to do here on Woodstock Trader. We are going to talk a little bit about types of knives, but not really the specs. Our segment will be titled, "Don't Talk Spec to Me." For the most part, I don't care about specs. I can look up specs all day long on the manufacturer's websites if I want to. And there's plenty of reviewers that go very detailed into the specs. Even the metallurgy of the steel and how one steel is better than another. We're not going to go that deep. We're going to go more into fit, finish, and function. And are they good value? So when we do talk about or don't talk about the specs, we're going to actually center on focus on three things about knives. The frame type, which I think is very important to the function of the knife. The blade shape, not only aesthetically, but what that shape does for the user. And the blade material. Obviously, if you buy a knife that has poor material, poor steel, it doesn't matter how good it looks. It won't last you very long, and it's not a good value for the money. In our second segment of reviews, we're going to talk about how the knife feels in the hand. Ease of use, ease of carry. A lot to, when you get it, is it what you expect? In our third and final segment, we'll call it Inspect, Collect, or Reject. If we advise inspect, we're saying do your own research. We're neutral on this knife, and we think more needs to be known about it for you to make a value decision. On collect, we're saying this is a great deal. We think a knife has a lot of value to it, and if you can find it, buy it. And then third, reject. We're thinking probably not, that you should reject getting this knife, that it has poor design, poor materials, poor implementation of features, that we just cannot, in good conscience, recommend the knife. So, besides the recommendations and the features and functions that we cover, we think a good resource for learning more about knives, especially frame types, blade shapes, blade materials, and lots of other things that you may want to take the time to read about, we recommend going to Blade HQ. BladeHQ.com. We've gone to them for a long time on looking up all kinds of things, especially on blade steel, because there's so many types out there. They have a tab called Learn, and under that, they have a knife anatomy section. And there they go into great detail, like we're going to talk about here. The blade shape, frame types, locking mechanisms, clips that's used, or pocket clips that's used on knives, steel materials, everything from the premium steels all the way down to the low-grade steels. It's a good resource. And we'll provide a link in our comments with the video, but we recommend that you go and check them out and get used to some of the terms that we may be talking about on this show, and it'll help you in making the right choice. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.